3, 2, 1. Hello, welcome back to Call Me Negotiator, and this is your host Charlotte. Today we're talking to our old friend. I would call you Chef or Captain Shahla. I like to call you Captain because we know that you have a very non-traditional path in terms of what you did. You were a bodyguard in the very beginning for a long time, and you met a lot of people, and then later on you did something else. From what I knew, you were somebody who started to learn how to drive helicopter, and I thought that was impressive already. But last time, from a quick chat, we knew that you are a big fan of riding motorbikes. Could you share a little bit that experience with us?
Sure, I can do that. Because I grew up basically a hillbilly out in the woods and outside of big communities. So
Right.
We did have a lot of like dirt bikes, like motorcycles for off-road. And that's where I started getting interested in them. And I've always had a lot of adventure in my life, like hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever.
Right.
As long as it was outdoors, I enjoyed it and I loved it. And so my older brothers and my older cousins, they got into motorcycles, and eventually, you know, I was able to get out and ride and enjoy them too. And so I really enjoyed like jumping them.
Well, how old were you?
I was pretty young. I think when they first started coming around, I must have been about 7 or 8 years old.
Oh, like teenager.
No, when I was 7 or 8.
Oh, 7 or 8.
Yeah. So
You started to ride motorbikes, or
Yeah.
were you able to? Was that allowed?
Well, I don't think it is nowadays.
Okay.
But back when I was growing up, you know,
Right.
as long as there was stuff around, like we would try it and learn, and so it just became something that I really enjoyed and I really got to love. And then for a long time I wasn't able to ride or anything, but I think it was because of my love of riding horses.
Oh, riding horses.
Yeah,
Right. So you started to ride horses even before you made the motorbikes. So that was before 7 or 8 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, that's just kind of crazy.
I know.
Right.
Yeah, I know. When I think back about it, and I talk about my history, and just learning and remembering that, I grew up riding horses.
Right.
And even back then, there was a lot of like buggies, like horse and buggy stuff.
Okay.
That my grandparents and great-grandparents used to use and operate, and before cars and stuff. So there was still a lot of that old equipment around that I grew up around. And to me, that was just all normal, and horses were normal, and that was what we got around on. And then the bikes started coming around, and motorbikes started coming around, and I started to enjoy that too.
Interesting. So how long have you been riding motorbikes? Did you start at one point, or you're still riding them?
Well, I was very young when I started riding them, like 7, 8 years old, and then I think around 17 or 18 our motorbike quit working. We did have a few other ones that we were trying to get going, but never able to get going again. And then fast forward a bunch of years, maybe 20 years or so, and I decided I wanted to get back into riding motorcycles again. And I kind of got inspired by, there was a TV program where these two guys were traveling around on motorcycles. I think they traveled across Russia even.
Okay, so that inspired you to get back to riding motorbikes.
Yeah.
Well, it's very interesting because we really wanted to talk about this because in China right now, it started to become a hot topic, like hottest than ever in China, because there is a brand called Zhang Xue. So the owner of this brand is named Zhang Xue. So he's been super enthusiastic to riding motorbikes when he was young, which was probably 20 years ago, or probably even longer than that. And back then, China was not as developed. And this person, Zhang Xue, was not ready to be able to manufacture anything, was not able to even join these games or competitions, but he wanted to. So he was working on that. And later on, he realized that he could never win the championship from the motorbiking or motorcycling game or competition, right? So he started to manufacture this. So he opened a factory and just built those motorbikes and completely from scratch. And then this year, which was less than a month ago, his brand, Zhang Xue Motorbikes, won the championship, which means they actually successfully beaten up brands like Yamaha's or those original brand from Europe, from Japan. So can I ask what the knowledge could you share with us about the normal popular brand from this motorbike or motorbike riding areas, how people choose them, and what's the reputation of those, and how hard it is to become better than those?
Well, from what I grew up with, we had an old Kawasaki, an old Kawasaki model from Japan, and it had a big reputation of just the reliability, very well built and strong, and so we. For me, that was always my goal, was Kawasaki. I was just so interested in Kawasaki because it had the highest reputation that I knew of at the time anyway.
In Canada.
Yeah. And it was just something that I always had an interest in. And even for the street bikes, like the Kawasaki Ninjas, they're very fast. There's racing bikes. And when I decided to go on the highway, because it's a big difference from the country to the highway, because if you crash in the country, it's very rare that you get injured. You can, but it's not as bad as if you're on the highway, because you're facing cement and lots of hard surfaces. And that was my goal, was to get another Kawasaki, but maybe for the road racing. Okay. High speed, strong. And I was always interested in the racing too. So
I kind of can't tell, right? Like that's a lot of guys' dream to be like so cool and on the racing game.
Yeah. It's I remember after I decided to go onto the highways, I decided maybe I should get some training, because
that's a good idea.
Yeah, I decided, well, it's different. It's different than being in the country. So I thought, well, there's other people out there that have done this for a long time, and they'll probably give me a lot of knowledge and information that'll help me keep alive and survive. So. And so I did. I took a course, a local one here in New Westminster, Justice Institute, And so I took the course there, and I did learn quite a bit.
Right. So just to clear a confusion, when you mentioned country, I would assume it's a countryside versus urban.
Yes.
Instead of country as a nation, right?
Yeah.
So you mean before you were just riding motorbikes in the countryside, but then you decided to go on highway, which normally existed in the cities. So you picked the racing motorbikes, right? Or straight motorbikes. Could you share a little bit about what's the difference? How should we pick them?
Yeah, well, with the countryside, they're the motorcycles that are built for the countries. The shocks are different, so it's built for going over rocks and logs, and the clearance is higher, so you're able to get on old trails and roads, and it just makes it safer when you have more clearance and better suspension system. And although you can't, when you get the street motorcycles, you can't jump as much, which is which makes me sad.
Wait, so like you mean like riding the motorbikes and jump from like, I'm not so sure because from what I saw or watched, the racing games doesn't seem like need jump at all, or do they?
I know.
So yeah, what's the difference?
Makes me sad.
Oh, so you're supposed to, or like if I say I wanted to pick up motorbikes, as a beginner, what bikes should we pick, and at what level we should change from your experiences, or back to when you get started, when you change from straight motorbikes to racing motorbikes, like how can we just get into the access and understanding more easily?
I would not follow what I done, because
what did you do?
Well, I went right into the biggest, strongest bike I could find, pretty much. I ended up getting a Ducati 1100, which is a big, powerful motorcycle. They call it the Monster.
Okay.
Right. And it's very strong. And but I think I just fell in love with it because it had a lot of power, and it was fast, and it gave me the sense of horse riding.
I see. So that's racing one, right? Racing motorbikes or straight motorbikes?
Well, they considered that one, it's in a classification called the naked motorcycle.
Okay, what is that?
It's a race bike, but they take the fairings off. Because on race bikes, they have these special covers that make it more aerodynamic. And so it pushes the wind away from you. So with a naked bike, and it doesn't have those fairings, the wind just hits you straight on.
Oh, I see. So can I understand, because of the racing motorbikes allows you to ride really fast, so that's why they have this aero...
the aerodynamic fairings.
Okay, and but normal street bikes, you don't need those, so that's why they take it off. And however, they have the engine or other things the same as racing one. That's what called the naked.
Yeah, that's why they call it a naked motorcycle, because they take those parts off, and I think it's also reduces the cost of them too. But you still get the full effects of the power. So you can do wheelies and stuff, but you feel the full effect of the wind.
I see.
So I remember going down the highway, and if you do go fast, it's like the wind pushes you.
Right.
And it almost wants to pull you right off the bike, because the wind just hits you so hard.
So it hits you from forward.
Yeah.
And then, so is that like make it more dangerous?
It does. In some cases, though, it is helpful because you can use your body, like if you go upright,
right,
the wind hits you and it causes drag. so it'll slow down faster.
Oh, okay.
So in some ways that's good, but you still got to be strong to hold on. Otherwise, it can pull you right off the bike. So
I see. So for the many people who started to ride this, and especially like I mentioned in China, we see a big trend where more people get excited, knows that they probably just wanted to try this brand because they feel proud of it, right?
Oh yeah.
And also the government trying to adjust the policies to serve people. However, we don't know where's the boundaries, and as what you just shared, it could be really dangerous, and seems like we wanted to be carefully choose the right type of the bike for us, right? I'm not so sure, because it sounds like if I don't have to go to the competition, I want to choose the racing bikes and ride really fast, become really cool, it's still allowed. I can still do that. I don't have a license or something like that, right?
Well, it's better to work your way up. Like I was bringing out, I have a background in riding bikes, and so I had a lot of balance to begin with.
Right.
As I mentioned, I was jumping my dirt bikes. So it does take some skill in doing that too. And so if you don't have that background, you're not going to know how the bike's going to land and operate when you're going fast around the corner and stuff. So I would suggest a lower cc bike, because the one that I chose was 1100 cc's, which is a fairly big bike engine.
So what is the basic?
I think you can get down to like 250 cc,
Okay.
300 cc.
Okay.
That's a good start, because
Right.
then you can start getting used to the power. You can start getting used to the feel in the corners and stuff, and you can not get into trouble as much.
I see. So, do you need a certain training to be able to ride those bikes, especially from what you know nowadays?
Yes, I would say so. It was very helpful to go through the training and learn. One of the things that they were teaching us was the bikes that are made nowadays, they're so balanced. They're so balanced, they're so professional, and the bike will easily outdo you. You can't outride the bike. So it's something that we can trust in. Like
Right.
From the sounds of the Chinese manufacturer in the bike,
Yeah.
to win a race, that takes a lot of technology, takes a lot of smartness to build a
Right.
bike right from scratch and then win a race. That's pretty incredible. That's like
Right.
that's a high accomplishment for sure.
Yeah, but like I think a lot of fans of riding motorbikes, right? It's just I think they're chasing. From my assumption, there's two things. One is the identity, right? Like, oh, I am a person who's riding motorbikes, as if I'm a person who play golf, something like that, right? It gives me some kind of self-recognition of, oh, this type of person is who I want to be. And to elaborate, I would say, oh, I'm able to have control of this very dangerous, powerful machine, and allows me to ride so super fast. So I guess that identity would represent certain type or certain level of power. But on the other hand, I'm sure it brings a very focused experiences, fun experiences, and I can imagine riding so fast. Or we don't recommend riding so fast, but like it cannot be slow, right? It probably need us to be really focused and brings us the state of flow, that kind of feeling. What kind of experiences that still in your memory while you were riding motorbikes, either hanging out and making friends from other places, from different backgrounds, or you had some special experiences that make you feel like this is so cool and I really love it?
Well, I remember one time I was going having a good time and enjoying it so much. I remember the experience after, I was able to slow down and contemplate what happened. I remembered it reminded me of like when I was really young and riding my horses, and I remember one of the funnest things I would do when I was riding my horses is we would jump. So we'd like jump over a log or a ditch, and you're on this big animal, 500 or 800 pound animal, and you're flying through the air like 20 feet, and it's kind of like riding on a planet. Because you can't really feel anything as you're going.
You can or you can't?
No, you can't.
You can't.
It's like being in a car.
Oh.
You're going like 100 Ks or whatever down the highway.
Okay.
You're driving, but it's you could almost imagine sitting on the couch and not feeling anything.
Interesting.
So as I'm flying through the air on this horse, I was expecting to feel something. But it was like I'm on a planet just sitting there as we're flying through space.
Oh, interesting. I thought you have to be so aware of controlling and riding a horse, so you actually not. Or you master the skills so that you're just fully in that feeling.
Yeah.
Is it a good feeling? Or?
Oh, yeah. It was great because, like I said, it was like a planetary experience. Like you're on a different planet. It felt like it. And so riding motorcycles brought me that same type of feeling, like flying through the air on a big 800-pound beast. And so I realized, like, man, this is very special. I was fully aware of the dangers because once I started riding motorcycles and wanting to learn about it, I really researched a lot. So I would look on YouTube and learn from other people that were riding. And they give you a lot of tips. They show you a lot of things that you shouldn't do and you should avoid. And so this helped me to realize, okay, I got to be very careful because you can make a mistake and that could be your last mistake, especially on motorcycles.
Right.
So I started to develop my mind for riding motorcycles, and it became very therapeutic.
Right.
Because I knew about the danger, and I was trying to, survive. And and just growing up and being so adventurous and more or less, I guess, addicted to adrenaline. I think it made me feel alive.
Right.
So just being so close to that, I guess the death line made me feel alive. And but at the same time, I gotta stay alive.
Right.
And, it's not good to die before you should.
Yeah.
But I realized, okay, well, I'm so close to death all the time, and the way to stay from death is just to focus. So I realized, okay, as I'm riding and doing everything, I'm gonna shut down everything.
In your mind.
So we go through life and we're thinking about different problems and issues.
Right, all the time.
Yeah, and they can be overwhelming and they can really bother us. And I found the way to get by all that noise is to put myself in danger, I guess.
Yeah, right.
And then it just gets rid of all that.
Right.
You're just so focused on living, surviving.
Right.
What I learned was when you're riding motorcycles, you're almost invisible.
Oh, you feel invisible, or
Well, I noticed that people can't see you.
people can't see you?
No, it's like
Is that like really they can't see you, or it's just from how you feel that you completely isolated from the rest of the people on the street?
well, just from my own experience and watching drivers, like they're looking for trucks, they're looking for cars, they're looking for something that can mess them up. They're not looking for a little bike.
Oh, I see.
So they tune out anything that isn't a danger to them. That's what I realized, because I would focus on the drivers, especially on cars that could pull out in front of you.
Right.
And I would watch them. I would watch their eyes, and they would look right at me, and they wouldn't see me,
They wouldn't see
and they
you.
would pull out.
I see. Is that because you were fast, or is that because
It's just a mental thing.
Oh, it's a mental thing.
It's a mental thing that drivers that don't drive motorcycles, they're not aware.
Oh, so they don't really think that the motorcycles are as dangerous as big trucks, because they are probably not as big to catch their awareness.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
They're just not looking for little motorcycles, because that's not their priority. They're looking for a big semi.
Okay.
They're looking for another truck, another
Right.
car. And so most motorcycles are kind of invisible.
Invisible to them. Yeah.
Yeah, so it...
Is that a good thing, or is that a bad thing, or?
Well, it is a bad thing, but once you realize that as a motorcyclist, you realize, okay, it's my responsibility to be seen and make sure that they don't run you over,
Right.
or you don't be in a place where they will run you over.
I see.
So it makes you self-aware that, okay, I'm invisible. I'm going to ride around like I'm invisible. I'm going to, if I can, make them see me or hear me. So it's like a survival thing.
Right. So for the motorbike riders, right, they not just need to be aware of that riding too fast on the street is very dangerous. It could be dangerous to other people, but as well as being so not obvious to the main drivers on the street could bring a different level of dangers. So we want to recommend people who ride motorbikes be aware of this and find a way to not catch their attention by making noises, but what should we do?
Well, because my Monster was pretty loud. I could rev it and people would hear me. Especially when I knew there was danger and there was somebody gonna pull out in front of me. I could make more noise and they would kind of wake up and like, oh yeah, there is a motorcycle, and they would stop.
Right.
So there are some ways that you can like get their attention.
Right, but we probably in the cities we probably sometimes not allowed to bring too much noises because there are some pedestrians and other people probably living in the buildings,
and,
right?
Yeah, and a lot of the bikes aren't that loud anyway.
Right.
Like,
so what should we do otherwise?
It's best to like flash your lights.
Okay.
Flash your lights. Wear something that's going to be very visible.
I see, like the jacket, like the jacket
the
or
helmet.
the helmet.
The helmet makes a big difference if it's white or something like really bright colored.
Right.
That gets people's attention too.
Okay, that's a very helpful suggestion.
And if you're wearing black, you're going to be even more invisible.
Right.
So it's not recommended to like always be wearing dark stuff, because then you just become more invisible and then put yourself in more danger.
I see. And you mentioned about that one side is it's a really good feeling that it gives us, or at least you, and I can imagine it brings to other people who ride motorbikes, that it just feel the state of flow. Because I can imagine that. For example, I do rock climbing, and for rock climbing, for bouldering, that you don't have rope, right? So of course you are sort of protected because there's mat, but when you are high up there and focus so much on jumping onto the next spot, which could be really challenging, and this natural fear of death will bring you so focused, and that is also somewhere makes me feel alive and makes me feel like, oh my God, I'm so focused on this. The other troubles, other problems in life are just gone in my life or in my mind. So that is a really good feeling to be able to focus. And I think people who recommend meditations or some spiritual journey is also trying to reach certain type of goal. So riding motorbikes could be that way, as some other sports bring us the adrenaline and the dopamine release. However, on the other hand, you mentioned about that understanding what should not do, what should be avoided is so important, no matter to do research and learn online, going to the training classes or chat with your motorbike fan clubs people or your friends are just like, this is mandatory. Could you share with us from your experiences, is there anything that really makes you feel like, oh my God, I almost made that mistake, or I made that mistake, so I need to avoid that. I need to tell other people this should be avoided. This is a mistake.
Yeah, one of the big things that I learned from watching other, YouTubers and people that have ridden on bikes a lot, one of the things that kept coming up from all of them is they said, before you ride a motorcycle, you should be already preparing your mind. Like before you leave, you shouldn't be like emotional. You shouldn't be like angry or something, or upset. Yeah, you. For me, and this is what I used to do, like before going out, especially on a longer trip, like a couple hours, 3 or 4 hours, I would mentally prepare myself and just like put everything on the back burners, and it wasn't very hard because I wasn't very emotional anyway.
Yes, you were trained that way, right?
Yeah, so it didn't take me much because I wasn't like very emotionally unstable, sad, or whatever. I would just shut all those down. The only one I had to control was the anger part and the rage.
Yeah, but that's part of the emotion.
Yeah, but I was able to like shut that off because I realized, well, I'm the one in control of who sees me, where I am. Positioning yourself when you're in traffic is a very important part too. Because you don't want to be in anybody's blind spots. Right. And sometimes when we're just riding and we're not self-aware of, we're being invisible, and we're acting like they should know where I am. Right. They should be looking out for me. And it's not their responsibility to look out for you. It's you. Yeah. You're responsible for your own life. And that's what I put on myself. If I was in any danger, I always looked at it like I put myself in that danger. That truck or car that just about hit me or whatever, they're not the problem, I'm the problem. You're the problem too. Yeah, so I realized, okay, well, it's my responsibility to avoid getting run over or hit. Right. So I would always be like thinking, and watching like as far ahead as I can, like as far as I could see.
Right.
So I'm looking for lights, car lights, backlights, headlights, any kind of light or any kind of vehicle that could be moving.
Right.
I'm looking at all of them as a threat, and I got to get around it. I got to avoid it, and it's my responsibility.
Right. I think that is a very mature mindset, although not everybody has that mature mindset or responsible attitude. Especially that from what I know, a lot of people who ride motorbikes or doing other things like racing cars or do anything like just works, right? Will always automatically or from our instinct is that, hey, you did this, you didn't remind me. That is, you should have done this, you should have looked up for me, but this is not my fault. Or everybody, including myself, grew up as a kid, and so it's just kind of, it takes some time and some experiences to step into the maturity, right? And you mentioned about this. I think it's super important because a lot of people just thinking about, I want to be so cool. This is going to make me feel so cool. And this already is a sign of not being super mature, and that could bring some potential danger. So instead of thinking about how cool we should be, for the beginners especially, we probably should start to think like what you said, we should be, or I should be super careful, I should be super responsible for this ride today, because no other people should be responsible for what could potentially happen if I don't be fully focused, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before I even left, I already had my whole route planned out, where I was going, which roads I was taking, and how I was going to get back. When you start putting yourself in those things, you're not as reactive. You're kind of like following through a plan, and then as you're going through it, then you can focus your mind on other cars, other dangers. Sometimes there's a pothole in the road or something, or even something that fell off a truck or a car. And, those things, if you run them over, that can end your day pretty horribly.
Right. Because I actually know people who, not directly the person, but I know at least two people who had their partners or other people, like their friends or friends of friends, actually passed away or died, let's just say, on their motorbikes or riding with them. So that was like, oh my God, that was a horrible news, right? Obviously, to who doesn't ride the motorbikes. But then later on, I realized that it happens often, and that's probably because of this. And I think you mentioned about one very important part is that just be prepared before you head on the road, right? So that we don't have to be really multitasking, where like from the decision making and neuroscience point of view or brain science point of view, there are like two systems, right? One is system one, which is intuitive and fast, and another one is rational and making decisions all the time. So if we do the preparation, we don't have to fully run our cognitive load, like basically our brain energy, to analyze everything. We can be focused and not to think about if I'm going to this route and what should I do, because that way while you're thinking about this and you're riding so fast and maybe another car or something just happen, especially in Canada, there could be wild animal just pop up, and that could be also very dangerous, right? So that you have to be reactive, but be proactively choosing things, choosing your behaviors, and also prepare choosing the route. It's just so important. It's a precondition.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like, is there any other experiences that you would, or suggestions that you would give to somebody who, let's say, somebody in Vancouver, let's say, I heard there's a route called C2 Sky. And that is a super popular route for a lot of people to ride motorbikes, right, from Vancouver to...
Yeah, I remember hearing of that too, and I thought it would be great. And this is when I first started on the highways and stuff. So I decided, well, I'm going to go out and I'm going to have a blast and I'm going to do it. And so I did go out, and I remember not too much of it. It was just so dangerous, like the highways.
Here in Vancouver?
It's very windy.
When
like there's really tight turns
like
and
curves
stuff.
Okay.
And also there's a lot of fast drivers.
You mean the C2 Sky?
Yeah.
Oh, specifically.
Because this is you're talking about going up to like Whistler, right?
Yeah, going up to Whistler. And I know that there are group of people, let's say there are a group of Chinese people who ride motorbikes like every Sunday or Saturday, I forgot. And then they would just go right on that road. And their accident happen all the time.
Oh yeah, that's what I noticed, and I never went back. When I went through there, like I don't remember anything because I was just so focused on staying alive. There was because there was cars like passing me, and I'm like, I'm thinking like, how can he be passing me? Like I'm on this big powerful bike and you're passing me. And so it's very dangerous because a lot of people go up and down that, and they want to go fast. And some of them are like in Porsches and supercars, and they're going as fast as they can.
From the C2 Sky.
Yeah.
So like,
and also other motorbikes are going really, really fast too. And there are a lot of accidents and deaths that happen up there.
Right.
Which is why I think I never went back through there again. I just done it once, and that was good enough.
So even you were so adventurous and have such a control and experiences over riding motorbikes. Do not want to go back or decide not to.
Yeah, it was just not worth it because then it wasn't up to me to keep myself safe. It was these people that were just racing up there and going as fast as they can, and like I said, they're in Porsches and supercars and just going as fast as they could, and other motorcycles too. So it is very beautiful though. Like if you can go up there and there wasn't all those dangers, it would be great.
Is that the only path to go to Whistler? Because I was thinking, if I'm just a normal person wanting to have a vacation on the Whistler, if I have to go on a path, then other people are just either fast motorbike riders or the fast racing cars. That would be like, oh my God, I don't want to be getting involved in this.
Well, I think if I had to go up there again on a bike, I probably would, and I would probably be able to enjoy it a little bit more. But still, there's that danger aspect of getting hit by somebody or getting run off the road by somebody that's just going way too fast. So I probably wouldn't ride my bike up that way. There's other roads that are way more beautiful than that road.
Don't let them know. Let them just all go to that way if they want to race cars or just, raise up their egos.
But because I know a lot of places in BC, and there's some really great roads to go and ride and enjoy. There's still some of the dangers, but that's what I found with a lot of people that ride motorcycles. They do like the corners and the uphills, the curves and everything. It just
there's some changes, right?
Yeah, it helps you appreciate the way that they're built because they're very they got really good suspension systems on there, and
For the bikes,
they're made they're made to go around corners and stuff. So it's enjoyable to do that kind of stuff, and some of the sites out there are really nice too.
Because I wonder, for somebody who doesn't ride motorbikes or having huge passion towards these racing games, I wonder if you ride that fast on this kind of super diverse path, right? You have to be really focused on riding. Do you really have the space to appreciate the views there while you're riding?
Well, it depends on what kind of road you're on. Like if it's like there used to be a really, really nice road from Spence's Bridge to Merritt, and it was very windy, up hills and everything, and you almost have to slow down. So while you're slow, you can appreciate the nature too. So sometimes it's not just about how fast you can go through all the corners and everything. It's to like enjoy the fresh air, seeing the birds, the sun, the animals out there.
Right. So I wonder, for those people who either riding motorbikes or racing cars, that they ride so fast there, except for just trying those or appreciating those good engines, how they got built up, appreciate those machines and techniques. Is there any other reason for them to drive that fast there?
I don't think so. I think it's...
Is it like something about, self-awareness or something about ego, or is there anything that makes them be like, oh my god, I'm just so great?
Well, it kind of goes back to the whole racing background. Like people that get into racing, a lot of time most of the time they end up racing themselves. So you're timing yourself, just like jogging.
Right.
A lot of joggers are addicted to their watches because they're like, okay, I want to beat my record.
Right.
And so, they're always like trying to beat their record.
Yeah.
And
it's about the game challenging myself.
Yeah.
But like, I know that there are professional racing lanes. How do you call that? Like you go to these places, and especially for motorbike racing or car racing, that sounds way more safer, right? Like, so what is the reason not to go to those places, but then choose to drive on places like Sea to Sky? I understand that the view is very beautiful, but seems like if you go to this professional area or lane, I'm not so sure how they call it, but the competition area.
Yeah, there's racetracks.
That's what I mean. Yeah, if you ride on the tracks, racetracks, that sounds like safer. Is that like? But this sounds like it's not the only option for those people who to drive there and make it safer, because obviously you can challenge yourself there too, right?
Yeah. When you go to the racetracks, and that's where it's all about you racing yourself, and you can get into trouble too, because we all have competitiveness, and we say we're going racing, and you're supposed to be racing yourself, but somebody else is almost the same speed,
right?
And just always in front of you, and you decide that, well, I want to beat him this time.
Yeah.
And that's when you can get into trouble. Like
okay, so if you ride or race on the racing tracks, it has to be yourself. Is no other people ride at the same time?
Well, they usually put you in categories. If you're like a super fast experienced rider, they'll put you with other fast experienced riders, just so you're not crashing into each other. You're all kind of like in the same speed,
right?
And it's supposed to make you safer,
right?
But in ways, it can get you into trouble, because then you start, well, I want to beat this guy.
Okay.
I don't want to be behind him.
Right.
And
what's the differences between, or what's the different feelings between like riding in the racetracks or riding on the street or places like Sea to Sky. They're both challenging, right? You can meet people who are riding fast and also challenge yourself, but there must be something that's very different.
It's, for me, that's a difficult thing to answer because a lot of times I spent most of my time by myself.
I see.
So I was not really riding with anybody. I was just so by myself in my own time and trying to be as safe as I could and enjoying myself as much as I could. And the mentality of going with other people, I'm sure it is fun for, a lot of people. But then...
You're doing this for you.
Yeah. So if you're traveling with other people, there's always going to be somebody that's slow. And, you might end up get disconnected and that person might feel pressure. Like, I want to keep up. I want to be with the group. And they'll push themselves too fast and too hard.
Right. And that's not good.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that you sharing all these experiences. I was almost fully involved in this kind of imagination of how to feel so just flying the planet or in a different zone, right? Yeah, I actually really feel that people who ride motorbikes are so cool. I get attracted by them, but I do wanted to see that as it becomes more popular, at least in China, we should be more careful and responsible and be fully prepared before we head on the road, right? Yeah. Well, I really wanted to talk to you more about this. I really appreciate it. I feel like this is a state of flow for me today too. But we're towards the end of the show, so hopefully we can have you to share more in the future.
Oh yeah, sure. That'd be great. I enjoy helping other people and giving good quality experience because it helps us all.
Thank you so much, and thank you for tuning in to Call Me Negotiator today. We'll talk to you next Thursday.